Hi, my name is Brittany. Welcome to my channel. So in this video, we are doing part 3 of the Thanksgiving series. Basically, we're going through the main course. Now, it's going to be a little different because I'm not going to cook a full-size turkey because 1, I have a tiny oven. You can't fit a full-size turkey in my tiny oven. 2, there's only 2 people who live here, so smaller portions. Obviously, I will be giving tips and advice for your full-size portions so that you can just go from there if you want to use this for a full-size turkey. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so starting off, we are going to do a brine. I got this kit from Williams Sonoma. Now, this is for like the whole thing would be for a 12-pound to 25-pound turkey. My turkey is about 3 pounds, so I divided that all up so that it would be the right amount for the size turkey in which I have. So I took 1/3 of the brining packet and put it in here, and then you have to take water and then boil these 2 things together. So we're going to do that now. This I divided up. It was supposed to be a quart, and I divided that up, and it came out to be about 1 3/4 cups. So if you go with a tiny roast, a tiny turkey breast roast, then follow what I'm doing. If you're doing a full-size turkey, then you would need 1 quart of water and a full amount of the package. If you're under 12 pounds, but I'm guessing still close to 12 pounds, you want to use 1/2 of a packet. But since this is so small, it just didn't seem right. So pour that in there, and let's put that on the stove. Okay, so the instructions for that say to cook that for 5 minutes, and then you have to add 1 gallon to that mixture, 1 gallon of water. But obviously, also I'm not using a full gallon. I divided that by 3, so it is 5 1/3 cups of water, cold water. So I'm going to give that 5 minutes, and we will be back to make the brine. Okay, so it has been 5 minutes. I poured my 5 1/3 cups of water into here. Now we're going to pour the hot brine in there. It's going to make a noise that I'm not going to like. Okay, so now that the brine and the cold water is mixed, I'm just going to pop a lid on that and then pop this in the refrigerator for a minute just to cool it down. Make it nice and cold before we add it into our turkey. Okay, so now that the brining liquid has cooled, you take that and you add it to your brining bag, which now has your defrosted turkey in it. You're probably going to want to do this in the sink. Okay, so now that your turkey is in the bag with your brining liquid, you're just going to pop that in the fridge for 1.5 hours because it's a 1/2 hour for every pound of your turkey. And in this, there's 3 pounds, so 1.5 hours. Okay, so the brining process is done. What I did was I took the turkey out of the bag, I dumped all the liquid, threw it out, and then I put it in a pan, and just to like kind of prop it up so that the turkey wasn't directly on the pan, I lined the bottom of the pan with sticks of celery because I don't have like a roasting pan. And my mom's done it this way, and it's, I mean, it works, so why not? So next we're going to do the rub, which you start with olive oil, just to give it like something to hold on to. Ugh. This is gonna be the gross part. Now, the amount of rub you're going to use is dependent on your turkey, just as everything else has been dependent on the size of your turkey. I have an almost non-existent turkey, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. You're going to want to sprinkle your rub and just like do a generous amount, but so I'm going to try and only use about 1/3 of this as well, just as I've done with the rest of the ingredients from this kit. Okay, so the rub process is done. I have popped a meat thermometer into my turkey because I'm getting conflicting reviews as to how long I should cook it for. So I figured the best thing to do in that situation is to just put a meat thermometer in it, and then I will know for sure when it's done. If you're using a larger turkey, a lot of the time it has like that little button that will pop out, and that should be fine. Or you can go off of, this says 15 to 20 minutes for each pound, well, the kit. But the bag this came in said 2 hours, so I'm just keeping it safe. Now that the turkey is in the oven, your next step would be your sides. What I do is you go with the ones that take the longest first, which is your mashed potatoes, because it takes a while for them to boil. So these are my potatoes. I like to cut them into cubes about 1 inch thick, because if you keep them small, then they cook faster. So I'm going to pop these in the water, let them boil, and then move on to stuffing. Okay, for the next step, which is the stuffing, you need 5 tablespoons of butter. So, there we go. Okay, and then you're going to take that butter and you're going to put it in a saucepan. Once your butter is melted, you want to add your celery and your onion. It is 1 onion and 2 celery sticks diced. And you want to cook those until they're just a little bit tender. Okay, so once your celery and your onions start to get tender, you add in 2 cups of chicken broth. Now, I didn't specify this from the beginning, but in my family we use the Pepperidge Farm stuffing and the recipe. Typically, my mom would just take all of the ingredients and put it in a baking pan, but I wasn't really sure if I would be able to do that, so I'm following the recipe a little more directly than we normally would. So I'm just going to add in the broth now. Now you're going to heat that until it boils, and then you add in your stuffing. And then from there, I'm probably going to still add it into a casserole dish and pop it into the oven. So now, you're going to take the bag of the Pepperidge Farm stuffing and pour that into the saucepan with the celery and broth mixture. And then you just want to mix that up. Once you have everything mixed, you're going to transfer this mixture to a casserole dish. So, quick change of plans. The casserole dish does not fit in my oven with the turkey, so it is back on the pan, in the pan to go on the stove. and finish cooking stovetop. So the final side for this Thanksgiving meal is Brussels sprouts. So what we're going to do is take 3 tablespoons of butter and melt that down until it's a little bit on the golden brown side. So once your butter has browned, you're going to add in your sprouts, which should already be cut in half. So you're just going to let those cook for a little bit until they soften. Now that the Brussels sprouts have softened, we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of red wine. Then top it with some thyme. I picked thyme from 6 sprigs. And then add some salt and pepper. Now you just have to wait for the wine to reduce and your Brussels sprouts will be done. Okay, so the potatoes are now done boiling. I don't have a potato masher, so fork. So once you start to mash these down, you want to add a little bit of milk. Just a splash, not too much. I think I may need a little bit more. It would probably equal out to about 2 tablespoons. Then you want a 2, 3, 4, half a stick of butter. Then you add some salt. Some pepper. And then the final touch, which we do in my family, is to add a little bit of Boursin cheese. Yeah. Looks like this. It's called garlic and fine herb, at least this time. And then we just combine all of that in until it's the consistency that you want. So we're done. Turkey, mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and stuffing. No gravy. Was gonna buy some. Didn't have the time. So that is actually a cheat of mine. I buy the gravy. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. If you would like to see more, subscribe. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.